Channel's Week in Review. Pope Benedict visits Israel. Orthodox Jews might need to earn $100,000 a year just to make ends meet. Partying for the holiday of Bomer. And more of the Jewish news that's changing your world in this webcast version of the Jewish Channel's Week in Review. Hello, and welcome to the Jewish Channel's Week in Review. I'm Stephen I. Weiss. Pope Benedict XVI's visit to Israel this week is our top story. And for the Pope who's already had trouble with the Jewish community, owing to his decisions on the tripartite Mass and Holocaust-denying Bishop Richard Williamson, the visit to Israel has become predictably controversial. Even before Benedict landed, one member of Knesset tried to open a parliamentary discussion about whether the Pope is anti-Semitic, though that was shot down. And some have been making noise about the Pope's request for the Israeli First Aid, or Magen David Adom, ambulance trailing his motorcade, to cover up its Star of David. The Magen David Adom is not recognized by the International Red Cross, specifically for its use of the Star of David as a symbol. With Benedict having been drafted into the Hitler Youth as a child in wartime Germany, his statements about the Holocaust were high in observers' expectation lists. Benedict began his trip with a speech at Ben Gurion Airport, which he dedicated to the memory of the 6 million Jews who died in the Holocaust. But things took a turn for the worse when a Vatican spokesperson tried to deny Benedict had been a member of the Hitler Youth, saying he, quote, never, never, never joined. The spokesman later retracted the statement. For more on the Pope's historic visit to Israel, including a tour of Yad Vashem and a speech in Bethlehem, watch the broadcast version of the Week in Review. Also this week was the Jewish holiday of Lag BaOmer, and here in America, a special kind of celebration was hosted by Jewish comedy website bangitout.com. Christian Needon reports.
Single Jews from around New York City gathered at Tavern on the Green Monday night for a festive party celebrating Lag BaOmer. The event was thrown by Jewish culture and comedy website bangitout.com, whose founders, Isaac and Seth Galina, consider the holiday a perfect occasion to cut loose.
Well, I feel like it's one of those holidays that probably gets overlooked. It's not the run-of-the-mill Rosh Hashanah Passover kind of thing. So it seems like an auspicious day for mysticism, which is, something that is rarely talked about in the Jewish community.
And of course, that mystical approach is what brings together these many young singles looking to obtain their matches through other time-tested rituals of drinking, mingling, and dancing. There's more from Bang It Out's party in the television broadcast version of the Week in Review.
Thank you, Christian. Unfortunately for some other young Jews, the Orthodox lifestyle might just be too expensive. Rebecca Honig-Friedman explains.
Just how much does it cost to be an Orthodox Jew in America? That's the question blogger Ezzy Golder set out to answer when he launched the Jewish Economics Survey this year. After only a few months and several hundred survey respondents, Goldish presented his initial findings last week to a group of fellow Orthodox Jews in Washington Heights, painting a picture of Orthodox life that is more expensive than the average Orthodox person can likely afford.
The average salary has got to be in the top 15% of the country for people to be supporting the lifestyles people live, which is crazy because most people are not in the top 15% of incomes, obviously.
That would mean Orthodox families need an average income of $100,000 or more, where the national median income is only $44,000. American Jews make more than the average American with a $54,000 average annual income, but that still means that the Orthodox need to make double the average Jewish income to support their lifestyle. And Goldish, a former hedge fund employee who worked on the survey with the help of friends, stressed that the survey is still in progress and his data is not yet conclusive, but the trends he found were holding steady. Though it's called the Jewish Economics Survey, Goldish's study focuses specifically on the Orthodox because, he says, their expenses are unique to a particular lifestyle that's similar across the community.
The current approach in the Orthodox community is everyone's going to go to a Jewish day school. Everyone's got to get kosher food. Everyone's going to go to shul. Everyone's going to go to all these different expenses that are in the Orthodox community that just don't exist outside of it.
For more on Goldish's study, including interviews with attendees and just what makes the Orthodox lifestyle so expensive, check out the television broadcast version of the Week in Review.
Thank you, Rebecca. Of course, sometimes it's the poorest in society who suffer the most during economic downturns, and Christian Needon offers a report on one Jewish charity that's working on the problem.
One of the oldest social service agencies in New York City held a glitzy fundraiser last week at the Plaza Hotel. The Jewish Child Care Association celebrated its mission of Tikkun Olam by honoring those involved with their extensive child and family service programs. But with the grim economic climate for many Jewish nonprofits, and 90% of JCCA programs funded by federal tax dollars, Board President Barbara Salmonson said the financial importance of fundraising events like this one is growing.
Government funding is being cut back, and it's tough to raise money. From philanthropists, foundations are cutting back. So our needs are phenomenal, and the number of kids who really are in need of our service keeps increasing because of the economic environment.
One of the groups receiving those services is the 50,000-strong immigrant Bukharian Jewish community in Forest Hills, Queens.
We provide an opportunity for their teens to really learn the American way, to preserve their culture and yet assimilate, and sort of try to balance the two.
For more on how the fight against poverty is going in the current economic climate, watch the broadcast version of the Week in Review.
Thank you, Christian. Finally, the big news for next week is Israeli Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu's planned meeting with President Barack Obama in Washington, in what's predicted to be the first of a number of discussions on peace with the Palestinians, and particularly the establishment of a Palestinian state. The Obama administration has been out front with repeated calls for the establishment of a Palestinian state, while Netanyahu has yet to explicitly call for a two-state solution. However, both are opposed to negotiations with Hamas, and Netanyahu has spoken of an eagerness to pursue some form of Palestinian autonomy. We'll have more on the situation as it develops. That's all for this week's webcast version of the Jewish Channel's Week in Review. For more news and analysis from the Jewish Channel, please visit newsdesk.tjctv.com. For the full broadcast version of the Week in Review, including additional stories, interviews, and features, please visit the Jewish Channel on cable. From all of us here at the Jewish Channel, be well. The Jewish Channel is available on cable, IO Optimum Cable Channel 291, Time Warner Cable Channel 528, Verizon Fios Channel 900, and Cox Cable Channel 1.